we're going to write an exponential function given 2 points. And we have to remember this. So let's use our general rule. It's always y equals a times b to the x. X is the numbers that we are plugging in, and y are the output numbers. So those are the two numbers that we're going to be given in these 2 points. So our first example, we're going to do -2, comma 1.25 and 2, comma 20. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug in what we know. So I'm going to start with the first equation, and the first number is the x, the second number is the y. So I'm going to plug those two numbers in for the x and the y in our general equation. So we're going to have 1.25 equals, we don't know what a is yet, and we don't know what b is yet, but we know the y value, the x value that goes with 1.25 is -2. And I'm going to do the same thing with the second point. So I know the y value is 20. And I know that x value is 2. What we're going to do with these two equations is actually divide them, which sounds really odd, but we're going to do it anyway. We did this when we did elimination. We added and subtracted equations. Now we're going to divide equations. I'm going to suggest, though, that you always do whichever one is the bigger y value, put that one on top. So I'm actually going to take these and flip them over. So I'm going to put the 1.25 underneath and divide that way. So you do have a choice. I just think it's easier. So all I've done is I've made it so that the bigger number, not looking at the exponents, just the two numbers, the y values, are that the bigger one's on top. Okay, so now we're divide. So if I 20 divided by 1.25, and you can use a calculator for this. So 20 divided by 1.25 actually comes out to 16. A divided by A is just 1. So that actually cancels out. B to the second divided by B to the negative second. Don't forget our rule. We take these two exponents and subtract. So 2 minus -2 is actually +4. So 16 equals B to the 4th. And then you have to do a little thinking here. What number times itself 4 times equals 16? That's actually 2. So we found a number. We found our B is 2. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up here so we don't forget. And now I'm going to go back to one of my original equations that I wrote in blue up here and plug in the 2. So let's use the 20 equals, we still don't know A, but we know B is 2. So, and then 20 equals A times 2 squared is 4. And last step, divide. So A equals 5. So now we know B is 2, and we know A is 5. And now you want to rewrite the equation. So A is 5, B is 2. There's our final answer. It's always good to check. So go back, if you plug in -2 also, 2 to the -2 is 1/4, and then times 5 would give you 5/4 or 1.25, which is what this set up here, -2, and they got 1.25. Let's do one more. So 2 points, -1, 6, and let's do 0, 3.
Caleb Nagy, come to the office, please. Matt Auger to the office.
I picked a bad time to make the video. Alright, so there's the original, or the general equation, and we want to know a and b. We know a y and we know an x, and we know another y and another x. So again, we're going to write both equations, plugging in the x and the y. So the first equation, remember, try to get the bigger y on top. So the 6 is bigger. 6 equals a times b to the -1. Second equation, 3 equals a times b to the 0, and we're going to divide. 6 divided by 3 is 2. A divided by a is a to the 0, which is just 1, so I'm going to leave it out. B to the -1 divided by b to the 0. -1 take away 0 is -1. Sorry. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. I forgot to write my equal sign over here. And then the a is canceled out, and we're left with b to the -1. Sorry about that. Okay. So now we're looking at 2 equals b to the -1. Well, I want to know b to the +1. Well, if I just change the sign in the exponent, it just flips over the other number. So b to the -1 is +2. B to the +1 would be 1 over +2. So now I know b equals 1/2. So I need to save that answer for our final equation, but I'm going to plug it in. So now let's take either equation, it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to go for this one right here. So pick one of your equations up there, go ahead and plug in the b. So 6 equals, we still don't know a, b is 1/2, and to the -1. 1/2 to the -1 is actually 2. And then divide by 2. So a equals 3. So there's my other answer that I needed. I know a and I know b, so plug them into your general equation. So y equals 3 times 1/2. You can put parentheses if you want, that's up to you, to the x. Let's test it with the other point, the 0, 3. If I put a 0 in for x, 1/2 to the 0 is just 1, times 3 is 3. That's what we got. So there's my answer. There's my function. And from there I can find other points and I can graph.